Hey guys, I'm Sage, and this is the Iconic Dollcast. On this podcast, I'll be talking about iconic dolls and their cultural impact over time. As a longtime doll collector, I thought it would be interesting to go back and research all about the dolls that I had growing up. This includes everything from Barbie to Britney, all the way to American Girls, and so much more. I specialize in making customized versions of the Britney Spears doll. If you haven't yet, give me a follow on Instagram, Britney Spears Custom Dolls, on TikTok, Britney Spears Dolls, and Twitter, B Spears Dolls. You can also follow the official podcast Instagram, Iconic Dollcast. All right, guys. So today on my very special Iconic Dollcast anniversary, I have someone really cool on the show. His name is Russell, and Russell and I have been kind of like internet buddies for a while. Like we've been talking forever, and I was thinking about doing something cool for the, anniversary of the podcast, and I was like, I have to do something with the Britney Spears doll, and I immediately was like, I gotta ask Russell because I know you have a phenomenal doll collection of the Britney Spears dolls, and I see stuff that you'll post, and like I just love it. So I'm so excited to have you here. But we're going to talk about our favorite top 8 favorite Britney Spears dolls that were manufactured by Play Along Toys between 1998 and 2001, and we have a couple honorable mentions because I think we both quickly realized that picking out only 8 is pretty difficult, honestly. So Russell, before we get into that, can you give me a little background on yourself? How did you get into the Britney dolls? Tell me all about yourself.
Hi, I'm Russell. It's an honor and a privilege to be here. I'm so thrilled that you would think of me when it comes to talking about Britney dolls and especially in ranking them because, like you said, we've been internet friends for a few years, and then finally met up at the day Britney was freed
Yes.
at the courthouse, and then we got to party all night, which was amazing because I just moved to LA that month, so it was a great
Right.
week off being in LA. But I am an actor, writer, performer, producer, jack of all trades kind of guy. Um, right now, I'm in the midst of the dry season that is being in effect from the writer's strike that's
Oh,
happening right now.
yeah.
Actually, it's happening all over. It's the writer's strike and a possible actor strike. But in the meantime, so more than happy to dive into the world of nostalgia and Y2K and beautifully crafted gowns and dresses and outfits ensembles from Britney's toy line or doll line.
Yes, I'm so excited. And yeah, oh my gosh, that's got to be so rough as an actor right now. I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
Yikes.
that's great.
But it's okay because we're here to talk about Britney dolls, and that's just going to make everything better. So, when's the first time you saw the Britney doll? What's the first one you got? Did you have one as a kid, or did you get them later?
My folks were willing to get me and my sister, who's a little bit older than me, the Spice Girls dolls, especially the first 2 sets. I feel like we had the Girl Power and the On Tour doll sets, a couple of them, and I was obsessed. Like I wanted them all. And I remember that I wanted a lot of the Britney dolls when they started coming out because my parents knew that I was a huge fan. Like right out the gate, had the album, was obsessed, ended up submitting videos to MTV of me dancing to Britney's music videos, getting on MTV, seeing her perform on the Britney Live special in 2000. So I wanted them, but I didn't get any of them. They didn't get me any, unfortunately. So the first doll, I think my sister actually got me a Pepsi doll. Got me the first Pepsi doll for my 25th birthday, and that was in a time when I'd forgotten that Britney dolls existed. I'd worked a couple of jobs by that point, and I wasn't really even thinking about it. And so I just had it and had it in storage forever. Didn't even think about it a second time. And then I really fell into the doll collecting wormhole when the pandemic started. And it really started from a place of nostalgia, needing to have some sort of fun control in my life at that time. I mean, March 2020, I feel like everybody can kind of agree that it felt like the world was spiraling into chaos, which maybe it was. But we had a little bit of fun and joy where I was on eBay and I just started looking and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so great. And looking for like relatively inexpensive Britney dolls. And I saw this one that I felt like I remembered, but I wasn't sure about that. Like, I'm sure you've seen these pictures on eBay or other places that people take who are not as like curated when it comes to the listings that they put together. It's literally like terribly lit, untouched.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
the dolls have been untouched or like for 20 years or something. They look grimy and they have their hair in a crazy ponytail that's like ratty and gross. And I saw this one and I was like, I feel like I know what that doll is. And so for like $12 or something, I bought this doll and it arrived and it was the Stronger Singing for You doll. And I was like, but totally naked, like no clothes,
Right.
obviously. So I had bought it and rehabbed it. And that kind of like sent me into the world of rehabbing and then also eventually customizing along the lines of not what you do, because you do it like a professional, like a
Oh,
seamstress
thank you.
kind of assembly line process, it feels like. But got me into that world of like collecting Britney dolls and bringing them back to the condition that they were in when they first came out, and brought me a lot of joy and solace in the early days of the pandemic, and really hasn't stopped since.
That'll happen.
Yeah. Luckily though, like my filters for how much money I'm willing to spend on any individual doll or dolls or whatever is still pretty much the same. It's expanded a little bit depending on how rare I know the thing that I want is, but generally speaking, I can keep it to under $50 pretty much.
Nice. And I mean, some of these get really expensive.
I
And
know.
I'm looking forward to seeing some of your favorites. I picked some and I think there's like two in there that I really paid way more than I should have for. But you got to do what you got to do.
I remember the feeling of dread when I would go to KB Toys and not be able to buy them, but I felt even more dread when the line was coming to an end because so many Britney dolls were like on super clearance
Right.
because the public generally had turned from like loving her so intensely in 2000 early 2001 to then being really against her in like to end of 2001 early 2002 when the line was kind of coming to an end. And so seeing all those dolls on the clearance shelves, which then ended up being the ones that were the most difficult to find and the most expensive, was
Right.
really hard.
There definitely was this massive shift on Britney. And, ever since I really feel like she's been such a media target, but that's another story for another day. Yeah, we are talking about this very iconic doll line. If you haven't listened to any of my episodes on the Britney doll, please do. I do a great in-depth interview with one of the creators, Charlie Envy, and he gave me just so much cool information about these dolls. And then I did a full deep dive. It is the second best-selling celebrity doll of all time behind Spice Girls. Of course. I mean, let's keep it fair though. There is 5 of them, so they were bound to sell a little bit more. But you have a massive Britney doll collection. I have a pretty big doll collection. As I've said before, they did so many dolls for this line. I think there was like 30 to 40. I honestly don't know if anyone really knows the number. But I said, you know what? Let's pick out, our top 8 favorites, and it was very difficult. I tried my best, and I'm sure both of us, if we came back in 2 weeks, we would not have the same lists. So I thought it would be fun to just not tell each other what our favorites were and see if we picked out any of the favorites. So after we talk about them, I think we could rank them and let everyone know what our favorite one actually is. And I think I could choose, but I don't know.
Oh, Sage, I am so ready for this. I just went like right to it. I looked at them and I said, which one of you sparks joy for me and who has the most joy? And my collection is kind of like, I feel like on rotation, but these ones I don't think are ever going to leave the collection.
That's kind of how I looked at it too. I looked at all the dolls and I was like, pick the ones that your eye catches first that you just would never get rid of. Because you know what? In doll collecting and doll world, that happens a lot. We buy things and then we're like, man, do I really need this? Let's sell it. With Britney, I mean, outside of my custom doll world, I don't really sell the official dolls because I'm so attached to them. So we'll get started. We'll go through our list. We'll talk about some of the iconic moments that go along with these dolls. There's so many of them. And first one I picked out was kind of basic and kind of cliche, but iconic. And it was the Slave for You doll.
Nice.
And
I
I
love
just,
her.
yes, and I decided to do this one because I mean, there's better outfits in the collection, but I think it's really risque that they actually put this doll out. I think the outfit is very suggestive, and to be honest, I'm surprised it actually made it and onto toy shelves. So that's why I picked this one because I just thought, first of all, what an iconic music video, everything. It might not be the most iconic doll in the line, but I just think it's really, I mean, this is pretty suggestive, and I love that they got this one out there. So
With
I do,
her bra and her pants.
yeah. And like with the little thong on top, it's very, not Barbie. Barbie's not wearing this, but yeah, I love it. And just what a great era. And I mean, this one goes up there in price, I guess. This one's harder to find, I think, than the rest for a fair price. I think you can get it for probably like $100, but yeah, this is my first one. What about you?
Nice. I was gonna say it's so crazy that they made that doll. I mean, they didn't make the VMA 2000 doll for I feel like that reason that it was probably too risque of an outfit. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. I'm gonna also say that my first choice might be a little basic, but I really enjoy it, and I don't know, it brings me back to the time when the whole world was rooting for her, so that's why I chose it, which is the first Pepsi doll
Yes.
with her denim jeans with the star applique and the suspenders and the almost like construction railroad worker sort of bustier top and the I don't even know how to describe this armband with a little hanky coming out of it.
Very Britney, very Britney.
Like just the moment that Pepsi commercial came out, I was obsessed from the very moment. I think it was Super Bowl 2001. So in between the Oops era and the Britney era, when the whole world was like, "Yes, more, please give us Britney, we want her." And we had all those extended cuts and the choreography edit of the commercial, and I just wanted to learn every moment of every breath of that ad. And so, this is with the newer face mold, but I still think it's not my favorite face mold, but I do think that it really represents her at that time, and that from different certain angles, it really looks
100%. That one's actually my favorite face mold, but only like, and I'm sure you know this, there's like differences between the Pepsi dolls
like.
and
Yeah,
the makeup and everything. It's the same face mold, but they obviously someone wasn't checking through things. So I think actually the other two have a slightly different paint on them, and
like lighter eyebrows and different color lip colors, and it's kind of like, okay, I don't know what we were doing here, but it didn't really work.
it didn't. But that one in particular, actually, I think is really, really pretty. I love her. I think it looks the most like her. I think it looks like I think the other ones are kind of cartoonish, which I also love. But I love how sophisticated it looks. So a lot of people don't like that one, but I do.
This is like third nose job Britney right here, which is great. I love that it's that specific, and that within a year and change of her having a doll, that she had an entirely different face shape.
It happens. It happens. All right. So, and yes, the Pepsi, I mean, her Pepsi campaign is just incredibly iconic. So, totally get it. All right. The next one I'm going to do I'll do this one, is the Singing Lucky doll. Yes. So I picked this one because I mean she's one of the singing ones. Mine doesn't work anymore, but and she also came. So the cool thing about this doll is she has accessories, and I know I have them somewhere.
Oh,
I
she
can't,
has accessories.
yeah, and I couldn't find them before we started recording, but I mean she comes with a little suitcase with a little Oscar and a little mirror and a little
Yeah.
CD. And I just think she is gorgeous. She's one of my favorites. Again, the outfit's a little I would give this one like an 8. I think they actually did a really good job with this. It is a little bit basic, but they made it look really, really nice. So
I feel like it's pretty intricate for a doll, especially when you come to some of the other ones. They just
honestly,
didn't.
I've never even looked what's underneath.
A little pink slip
Oh
dress.
yeah.
like her nightgown. My one complaint about that doll, because this one's also on my list, but my one
Yay.
complaint about that doll is the hair color.
It is a little bit, they
It's
could
too
have,
light for the video.
yeah.
Like, okay, guys, fine. But that second line of Singing for You dolls did such a good job of being as accurate as possible to the music video that that's the one thing that I was like, y'all were like 90% there. And then you just, the hair is just a little off.
Yep, they could have put more low lights. And that's one thing though, that this line is actually pretty well known for their accessories and all that stuff. And they do a really good job, but this was a more expensive doll. So I really think they could have gone the extra mile and done that, but I'm sure that was a cost thing. But other than that, I think she's even got the little cute beauty mark. I love her.
Very cute. I guess I can stick along with that theme and bring out my first foray into rehabbing dolls, which is the stronger Singing for You doll.
Okay, I'm gonna freeze you really quick because this one's also on my list. So there we go. Let's talk about her. Gorgeous.
Inside, outside. We've got one in the box and one out of the box.
Perfect.
Here we are. That hair looks great. I love that hair. The hair is so specific to that moment in that music video where it's crimped and it's got like kind of braids in it. They did such a good job. And this one has gone through fit starts singing, and I think this morning it sang. We'll see if it sings now, but no.
Let me see. Yeah, me either.
It's not. I
It's
think she
okay.
had one song left in her today. Ooh, oh.
Oh, she did it. She was like, just a tease, guys, just a tease.
Brittany's tired.
She's tired.
Been through a lot, and she doesn't need to sing for us anymore. But yeah, I love the detail of this outfit. It's so, again, so intricate. This last line of Singing for You dolls, with like one sleeve is laced with the stripes, the other side is laced with this kind of a floral pattern. It's got a shimmery, shiny silver lame kind of fabric underneath
Yes.
for the shirt, like the chest area, which I don't think is accurate to the video, but I'm gonna let them have it because they were like, let's be cute. So
This works.
and then they have these fishnet tights, I think only for the reason that Britney didn't have like a completely naked leg on the left side, because they probably had some complaints from parents or were worried about complaints from parents, because I don't believe she wore fishnets in the video.
I don't think she did.
But this beautiful skirt, and the only thing that was missing from the box was the rain and the chair or the car. But I really think that any of the stronger dolls should have come with a chair.
Yeah, they could have done that for sure, and it would have fit in here too. Oh, you know what? I should make her a chair because there's two strongers in the line. There's also the basic one, and she is not on my list. It's the other outfit she wears in the video where she does perform on the chair. That would be fun to make a spray painted like metallic chair for her. But yes, this was on my list too. Again, this is from that too. They just are really good. I like how the face is a little bit more round than the other ones. It just shows that they put at least, several extra details into these ones. So definitely love these.
The roundness of the face is to accommodate the size of the plug for the head. And the head is a different type of plastic. This is from my experience of working with these dolls a little bit, or trying to get them to move around or change the heads if I found a better head or something. This one almost came off because it's like a hard plastic.
It is. Don't try to reroute these ones. It'll take you forever.
And also you'll probably break it, and then you'll have to glue it on, and nobody wants that.
She's perfect the way she is, guys. She's perfect the way she is.
Original. She's unforgettable. And the face paint, like you were saying, is different for each one of them, and it's also so specific with the eyeshadow and the lip color. It just felt I felt very like, oh wow, we're really getting fed. The children were getting fed with these few dolls.
I agree. And I mean, Stronger is just like one of the best. Let's be real. They're all great, but yeah, love the Stronger doll. So I'll do another one. So my next one is one that I solely put on my list because I paid more for her than I should have. Out of box. I found her out of box. So I was like, all right. I'm not spending $400 to get this one in the box. I'm just not doing it. I wouldn't even spend $200 on it, but I did. Sometimes you get lucky on
You get lucky?
uh, and I found this on I think this was actually eBay for I think I paid, was it eBay? It was eBay, and I paid I think $96 for her. And that doesn't sound like too much, but like I mean, when you're in doll world, that's really like okay. But I
Up
she
there.
I could have paid way more for her. She was out of the box, her hair was a little bad, but obviously I can fix that kind of thing. But it is this one.
Oh my God. So iconic. Her tearing off the Baby One More Time outfit to reveal that outfit was like, I would say it was my gay awakening, but there was a different outfit that did that for me. So
Yeah, so I picked this one because it's not my favorite, but I did pay more than I normally would for an out of box doll that had been played with. But I do love her. She has the Pepsi face, and you know what? It is not the great one. It is the one. Well, she looks good on Zoom.
I'm making the face back at Sage right now, which is kind of like a
It's all right,
so
but
take a picture.
the outfit's cute, but this is one of those ones that is one of the last ones they did, and you can kind of identify. There's a few of them, but like the ones that do have the later face mold, that's a big teller of it. And honestly, I think do you have this one? Of course you do.
I do. I have it in the box.
Oof, yikes, but
But
amazing.
I was lucky enough to have a friend in the UK who bought it for me on eBay and shipped it over for me. It was very, very kind.
So I was just gonna say, when this one does pop up on eBay, it's usually from an international seller. So I think this one was pretty exclusively released overseas. They may have gotten a few here, but that does happen. But I think this was just kind of a last minute, last thought thing. And oh, the fashion packs. Yes, let's talk about those. So sorry, I mean this is related. So after the Britney doll line was kind of in
Okay,
closure or whatever,
sure.
they had a ton of leftover unfinished, they unfinished things that they kind of put out in these fashion packs to market, you people to get. And they're just missing a couple details. Like on that one, you could see on the skirt, it's just missing this little detail. And does it have the
Got the slit. It's got the slit, but not the little red around it, and it's missing all of the grommets and like the ties on the sleeves.
yeah, so just like the final detailing wasn't finished, so they put these out for people to buy, and these go for so much money because it's a lot of the later ones that people really want to get, but again, they're not finished, so it's
To
odd.
me, it's so funny that they put these out with literally no mention of where they came from, what doll they were involved with. Just a little picture on the back with all the other outfits that you could possibly buy with the same pack. I'm like, why is Britney's name not on here? It's so absurd. But maybe
Yeah,
that was also to combat the idea of people not liking Britney at that time, because this is from 2002. So maybe
definitely. And I
that.
think on the back, if you guys remember the girl band Dream, they had a doll line which is crazy by the same company, and they're using that doll in the example. It's just another blonde girl, but yeah, this one's pretty hard to get, and that's why I put her on my list. I wouldn't say out of all the costumings, it's one of my favorites, but she is an expensive one, and I'm very honored to own her. So
Does she have the boots?
yes,
Can we see the boots?
yes. These
Ah,
are the boots. They're
uh,
actually pretty detailed boots. They obviously cut the plastic different. It's not just a standard boot. So they did put some effort into this.
truly. And it has a wedge.
It does have a wedge, which is cool because, you know, Britney doesn't always dance in heels. So
I
it's
nerd
a
out on stuff like that with the specificity that they went into this specific doll, especially because that was one of the last dolls of the line. The fact that they were so invested in the Britney Spears doll line up until literally the last minute with all of those grommets and the ties and the
right.
armbands and the cuts and the because those outfits were so bespoke and specific to Britney at that time where everything had little holes here and there and cut throughs and places you could see her belly or you could see like part of her leg or whatever. it just felt really special that they did all that.
Yeah, and like I said, and I say this all the time, like, a lot of people criticize these dolls quite often, and I don't fully understand it because I'm like, this is like pretty detailed, and like as a fan, I appreciate this so much because it's like we would catch those things, and we can catch anything that is kind of off about them, but at the end of the day, like it all works really, really well. Like I think they did a fantastic job, just like they did with the Spice Girls. Those are also pretty well done, but I would say the Britney doll is just a little ahead of them in detailing and all that stuff. So
I would agree, and I think that I would. Are you ready for mine? Are you ready
yeah,
for
yeah,
mine?
yeah.
I'm gonna stick with you on where you're at and show you what my next choice would be, which if I'll spoil it along right now and tell you that this is my number one without a doubt. It's the first one that I saw, and this is when I was 3 years younger than I am now. The first one that I saw and went, like I remember that. I remember that doll, and I remember that moment, and I remember, and it was so special and so detailed, like I was saying the other one was, that I had to get it.
Oh, I almost okay. So that one's not on my list, but it was one that I kept being like, It was that or the Jersey Girl, and I went with that. So yeah, this one is amazing. I love her.
It's Cowgirl Brittany and all of her different layers that if you chose, you could just have her doing, you could have her doing what you see is what you get, which is when she takes off the top here and she's just wearing the halter and this part. I think she might have even taken this part off. But that's the thing that really sold it for me is when she was doing what you see is what you get on the Oops, I Did It Again tour and dancing around this pole in the middle of, I don't know, an elevated stage. That song in that moment specifically to me, I just was like blown away by her as a performer. It was the first concert of hers that I saw, and
Wow.
luckily enough too, I won this random competition, random like giveaway thing on a website called Utopia, which there are some promo photos of her from back in the day. They were one of the like 30 sponsors of the tour. YOUtopia.com. You can find her reading these promos from a Flash website from 23 years ago on YouTube or somewhere. I don't even know if they're on YouTube, but I just submitted for the show that I was going to go to and won 2 tickets and a backstage pass for a meet and greet to meet her at that.
Wow.
So on July 2nd, 2000, before the concert, I joined a line of maybe 100, 150 people to go up, take a picture with, and meet Britney. And it was all free and
Wow.
very fast, as you would imagine it would be. I was basically a panicky little child and stood about 5 feet from her in the picture. If you see it, it's very. It looks like my sister's with me, and it looks like she's best friends with Britney, and I am terrified. Which
You
I guess
probably were.
because I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this person is right next to me. It's absolutely insane. And she had the cute little short flippy hair at that show. And that's the only thing that I was like, oh, I wish that she had the cute little short flippy hair for this doll. But I do love the detail of the little tiny braids and the wavy long blonde hair is always going to be like my number one choice for the Britney dolls. They just did such a good job for the last third, I guess, of the line. Um,
Hmm.
like all the dolls had the long wavy hair at that point. Yeah, and I just love this doll, the detail, and again, the little
The
tiny
boots.
boots, the blue boots with the silver bottoms. It's just chef's kiss. Mwah.
Amazing. I love that one too. I literally was like, do I do this one or do I do the Jersey Girl? And I went with that one. But that's great because it just shows you how many they had. What is that?
Little tiny, a little tiny Velcro choker for her. Like just thank
Uh,
you. Whoever
uh,
did that, whoever designed this doll, thank you.
yes,
I'm very much in awe.
they did a great job. I love it. Okay, so my next one is one that is not from like any of her albums or music videos. It's actually from a promo
Sure.
for her Las Vegas show. And so I do have this one out of the box too, at my grandparents' house. But oh, great, great, perfect. So I put this one on there. Again, this is another one of them that is pretty, I wouldn't say it's hard to get, but it's expensive. They do pop up quite frequently. Um, I think this was kind of in the last few rounds of the doll, and I love her. She's very detailed. I do kind of wish they would have put more like stones on this doll, but it's okay. Um,
Physical stones rather than like the print, right?
yes, but again, I always have to remind myself it's a play line. It's for kids to play with. So I totally get it. And like I said, they make it work. Like it's a beautiful, beautiful doll. People love this one. And um I here's another instance of them, and I think you did the right thing. They have when you bought it, they put a little piece of mesh over her boobies, and obviously that's to make it a little bit more appropriate. That's not how it was, but if you see here in Russell's, you can see that he removed the fabric, and so now it's more realistic.
Some might
Again,
say it was idiotic of me to do that, but I'm an unboxer. I can't help myself sometimes.
oh my gosh, let me tell you, it's been I am too. I always unbox my Barbie dolls and dolls, but with the Britney dolls, I mean, I cannot tell you how much self-control it has taken me to have, and I've had some of these for years now, and I'm like, I am so like weirded out that I have not unboxed these yet. But I'm trying my best because I mean, like I said, this one's I mean, here's the thing though, we as doll collectors, I notice everyone's like, oh, well, it's gonna be worth so much money. It already is, but it's like, but I would never sell this. Like this is going in my grave with me. Like I'm not selling it, so I don't know why it matters. Like I should just take her out, but I've been good about it. But this one, people love this one. She's harder to get, but not as hard as some, and it's on both of our lists, so that's amazing.
Ugh, iconic moments, literally from a commercial for the HBO special for Dream Within a Dream, right? And
Yes.
never. I think I heard a rumor or read somewhere that she was supposed to wear it in the special, but it didn't end up happening. It got stolen or something.
Oh, I've never heard that before.
So somewhere out there, the bejeweled Elvis-ish jumpsuit for Britney is, I guess, either was sold to somebody by someone who stole it, or yeah, it's just laying in someone's collection somewhere. Who
Oh
knows?
gosh, they always talk about how she has like a warehouse in Louisiana with a bunch of her costumes and all that stuff, and I'm just like, God, I would kill to like go there and just look through everything.
We would go and we would just. I mean, I would kill to be her. Her museum. I don't know her, the person who's responsible.
Her archive person,
Her archivist.
please let me take care of your these are heirlooms, like these are treasures. But that's crazy, I've never heard that before. But yes, she wore it in the commercial to promote the show for the live in Las Vegas in 2001, to promote the Britney album, and it's also on the cover of the DVD, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, iconic. I mean, come on now.
Things that they made dolls from at that one moment in time felt like, um, are y'all serious right now? I mean, I'm here for it. Like, obviously, we're both here for getting a doll with Britney wearing the Las Vegas Elvis-ish jumpsuit, but it felt so, out of all of the moments in her career, at that
Random.
moment, they were just like, oh yeah, she's in that picture. Okay, take it, put it on a doll. Let's go.
Yes, yeah, for sure. And I haven't seen my out of, because I actually had this one when I was younger. And so that's my out of box one. Like I said, I have a whole bin of them at my grandparents' house somewhere, and I gotta find them because I could use them, and also just like I want to see them. I have some of them, but there's more because I know I had this one. I'm guessing that this has the same material made for the Oops cat suit, which is not great.
It does flake a little bit, like it will
Does it?
flake, or it will if you stretch it a little bit, like in the place where I have like little pieces of tape on her boobs to keep it in place instead of the mesh that's there. And it's like kind of deteriorating in a couple of spots, but it's like painted spandex or plastic or something that stretches a little bit.
Yeah, it's definitely a material that it doesn't do well over time. But yeah, if you are a Britney doll collector, I'm sure this is one that you either have and you paid a pretty penny for it, or it's on your list and you will one day have it, I think, hopefully.
I think, and maybe forgive me this little aside, but I think that I got that and the cowboy Britney doll from a collection early on in the pandemic. This website called buybuymerch.com. Do you remember this or know this at all? B
No.
B-U-Y merch.com. Justin Timberlake's mom was selling her old NSYNC and Britney merchandise from this website, buybuymerch.com, which was run by Justin Timberlake's mom and some other lady.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, bye. She was selling an S ton of NSYNC and Britney merchandise, like some things that were autographed that, and basically at face value from 20 years ago. So she listed all of these dolls and she listed a bunch of the video performance dolls and the singing for you dolls and things like that, which I assume she must have gotten just right from Britney or right from the production company being like, I'm Justin Timberlake's mom, I should get these dolls. Or maybe she bought them from KB Toys. I don't know. But she sold the video performance dolls like Slave for You, the Elvis jumpsuit doll, all of those dolls for $25 a piece 3 years ago. And I basically bought everything.
Well, I would have too.
Website, and I bought so much stuff on that website that they ended up sending me an email that said, "Congratulations, you are our top buyer for the month of May of 2020. And now we're going to send you a coupon for 15% off." And I was like, "Y'all, I'm trying not to buy more stuff, but I did it. I bought a lot of stuff."
Oh,
So
that's fine.
these are from Justin Timberlake's mom's
That's
collection.
incredible. Oh my gosh. I love that. So yeah, Vegas
Right.
doll, iconic. Justin Timberlake, not so iconic, but that's cool that his mom was doing that. Okay, it's your turn. It's your turn.
My turn. I'm gonna pick an outfit, pick a doll from the moment when I went from being just a casual fan to a full-blown stan. Um, and it's an iconic look for her. I feel like for most people, it's not something that they would say is their number one doll choice or is even like a top 10 just because it's not that complicated. But it's
Nice.
Oops, I Did It Again in the red cat suit, the red latex
Me
cat.
too, of course.
Got two in the box and one out of the box because it's what made me the man I am today.
Yes. I it is the most, I think, basic of the entire line,
Yeah.
but it's like so iconic. It's amazing.
And it's really just this one, right? Like we're just talking about these two because the earlier renditions of these outfits were not up to par, or the dolphins
Right,
were not up to par
right.
with,
Oh, I hate the ones with the forehead that is like this big and
and those
like
they always like would lose their shine or didn't have the shine to begin with, whereas these have kept their shine for the last 20-ish years. They just look so they're perfect. They
yes,
flaked at all. They're just exactly as they should be.
yes. And so from my understanding, they did switch the materials. So this doll came out. They had a version of it come out, which I had when I was a kid. I remember when I got the Oops doll, and it was like so exciting because it was like they got it out so quick too. I remember it was like the album wasn't even it wasn't even like a year old or something. And so I just remember finding the Oops doll, and I was on like in the mountains with my grandparents, and we went to a Walmart to get groceries, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have this is the new Britney doll. And over time that version of the doll does, I mean, the material they use is horrible. It flakes so bad. And I'm wondering if they figured that out pretty quick and they switched the material that they used, or they just got a different material for other reasons. I love her. This is the head face. Ugh, you can kind of see it. This is what most people, when I do custom orders, they want this one. Um, it looks great. I think it's one of her better faces as well. I think
It's so much of it is in the eyebrows.
yes,
Like the kind of a one eyebrow is a little bit more raised than the other. Very much the Oops, I Did It Again look, and that eyeshadow that's just a little shimmer, like a little white
just
sparkly
a
shimmer.
little. Yes. So
So much
everyone,
time looking at these.
yes, same. Um, that, which is why I wanted to do this with you, obviously. And yeah, I mean, I had to put it on because I'm just like, it's basic, but it is probably one of the most iconic looks of all time, literally all time.
So much can go wrong with unboxing one of these dolls.
Oh yeah, and especially if you get what those little fashion packs that we talked about earlier. So I a couple years back found one of those for like to be fair, it was like $8. So I was like, I'll just get it, and I just didn't even think about it, and I tried to open it, and the entire thing peeled off, like the whole front. To be fair,
Yeah.
it was a very clean paint removal, so I just repainted that one. But so many people message me and be like, oh my god, I just opened this doll and this happened, and I'm like, yeah, you're gonna have to like repaint it. Like, you shouldn't. If you get one of the, I mean, honestly, if you get one of these dolls in the box, just don't take it out, because honestly, I haven't even touched this one, so I don't even know how durable this stuff is. It seems to be more durable than the original. But if you get one of the original Oops dolls, and I will, when I post this, I'll put a post on Instagram that shows them. Don't open it, because I mean, the slightest touch, it'll just mess the outfit up completely. But other than that,
Yeah, don't do it. Don't open it. The outfit and the hair.
oh
Like
yeah,
it's so perfectly placed in this box that the moment that you take those little like pieces of plastic or the little ties out from the back, it like it won't fall apart, at least not immediately, but over time it will become more less and less together. So
yes,
that ticket from us, just leave them in the box,
just do it.
pretty places, and admire them from just a few inches afar. You
Yeah,
know, like you can
don't
admire.
even get too close.
Yeah,
This is another one that I have at my grandma's house, and I'm so interested to see what she looks like now, because she's just been, I mean, I played with her, I brought her everywhere with me, and she's been in a box for, I mean, 20 years at this point. Not 20, like 15, but
can't imagine what it must be like to have been a child and have brought around a doll of Britney Spears wearing a red latex catsuit.
I
That's
did it.
fascinating, fabulous to me.
I did it. I brought them like all around with me. So I have two more, and then we'll do some honorable mentions, because like I said, that's impossible to pick do eight. But the next one is this one, which is, honestly, I think a lot of people say this is the rarest one in the collection, but I beg to differ. I think that the Jersey one is probably harder to get, and one that I want to talk to you about in a second, but I don't want to bring it up yet. But this one is my next one.
Yes, yes, yes. Don't go knocking on my door.
Yes,
Purple,
catsuit. She looks so good in catsuits.
so good.
Yeah.
So good in suits. Miss those days.
Yes. And again, she has that little piece of mesh there to cover her boobies, but also she has the Pepsi face. So I am guessing that, oh, I know that this is one of the last ones that they put out too. She's very hard to get. Some people though are ridiculous. Like, you'll see this one listed on eBay for like $800, and I'm like, all right, well, that's just gonna sit there for the next, until you realize that it's not worth that. I got very lucky with this one as well. I got this one for $25 um on eBay, and it was like, I just happened to be like refreshing or something, and it popped up, and I got it immediately. And like for like a whole week, I was like, that wasn't real. Like, it's not gonna happen. And then it shipped, and I was still like, oh, this can't be real. And then I got her, and I was like, well, there she is. This is the Oops tour. Don't go knocking on my door. Probably one of the rarest Britney dolls. I love her in a catsuit. People love this doll. I love that it's a good Pepsi face too. She's got good paint. Love her. And they did a different version of this doll as well. Did they not? One with shorter hair?
Yeah, I've always been curious about those earlier versions of the dolls too, because I feel like when they put out the Oops video outfits, the first round and the first round of, yeah, I think it was the first round of Oops video outfits, they put out a couple of the Oops tour outfits in the same box. And they had one with slightly different face, a different face, like the original face, shorter hair that kind of like swoops a little bit, which
Mhm.
does look like the original, like the first couple of dates on the tour. She had the little swoop and had less detail. I think had a different fabric on no grommets there, but had the same fabric as the little belt on the V of the jumpsuit. Yeah, I've always been curious about this because I'm someone who I'm not necessarily a completionist. Like I don't need to have every single version of every doll, but I do have completionist curiosity, which makes me be like, should I spend $400 so that I can see what this doll looks like up close? And usually the answer is no. But or someone gets there first. But there are that doll, and I think that I definitely saw one of the cowgirl outfits with the same kind
I've
of
seen that
look
too.
recently too.
Well, and that's a big part of this doll line. I mean, I mean, it's crazy. There is a lot of mystery behind it. But I mean, from what I understand, it's like from when I talked to Charlie MB, he basically just said like I don't even think I put this part in the actual final edit of the podcast, but he said basically like by the end of it, like they were just throwing things together. Like the reason like you'll find that the like a version of this with short hair is just because they were just trying to get the product out while they could, and that's why also there's a huge variant issue, not I wouldn't say issue, but maybe with these dolls like just of the oops doll you can get this in like 5 or 6 different
Boxes.
boxes or whatever, and accessories swaps or whatever, and all of us are like, oh, but why, and he basically just told me it was that he didn't even, he was like, well, I don't know what one you're talking about, but I know that by the end, we after they had like pushed this one out, they had to just get rid of everything, and that's why we see things like those fashion packs and all that stuff, and so basically they just threw whatever they could together, and that's why those variants exist.
I wanted you to like. I wish you had been on the call with him and had the two pictures of the dolls next to each other and be like, "What is the truth? Like, what is the truth?"
I did a little bit of that. I think I did it with the Oops doll, maybe. I can't remember which one it was. We talked for a really long time, and I did end up cutting out quite a bit of it just because some of it was just it didn't we did the conversation was good, but that's how things go. These things get edited out, and I think I did ask him about a difference between, and maybe it was actually a Baby One More Time doll, and he basically had the same answer, like there's no real reason. It was just they had different factories doing different things, so sometimes the factories would look at the prototype and just kind of change it a little bit, but not too much, and that's just how it all happened. Yeah, he
Yeah,
didn't he really was like, I don't know, it's not like it wasn't a thought out thing.
it almost feels like maybe those ones that went out in the earlier boxes might have actually been like kind of a prototype, and that they weren't really supposed to go out, but they did anyway because they got lost in a different shipment or something. Like that just is how they felt because they're very those early ones or those ones that were with the short hair are significantly different than that
Yes.
you're holding, like the one that you have in your hands right now. That's it's very different.
Yeah. So I think things just happen, and it's whatever. I think we all make a much bigger deal out of it than we should, but because there's probably no real solid answer. So how many do you have left? Do you have two or just one? Is it amazing?
One more singing for you, doll. And this is again, of course, because this is when I became a stan. From fan to stan. And she
She's singing and lighting up.
full
Still works.
disclosure, I had to open it. I know, Cardinal Sin, I had to open it. This is when I got on eBay relatively recently and had stains on the face and stains on the skirt and didn't play. And I was like, I gotta do it. I gotta open it. I gotta change out the batteries. I gotta take off the stains on the face and the stains on the skirt. I just have to. I can't live with this doll and on the boots too. I think it looked like someone had spilled coffee on it, and I was like, well, that's awful. So I went in. I changed the batteries. I did a little bit of voodoo on the hair and changed some of the. I got rid of the stains on the skirt using some peroxide
Yep.
cream.
Yep.
You know on the face and on the skirt to bleach it with the sun a little bit, and it looks perfect.
When the Yabooms came out, obviously they had a terrible reception. Britney did not like them. No one liked them. And the creators had a good relationship, and Play Along actually ended up letting them use their face mold, and they got it way right the second time.
So much about the face, and I know that they made that change really fast, but then they also like upgraded the box packaging.
Yes.
The same. They've made them look very similar to the dolls that were coming out with the play along line. So they basically were exactly the same. Or you wouldn't be able to tell that they were from a different company altogether.
Yes.
But this round of Yaboom must have gone with a new production team too, because again, the face paint is perfect. It has the same thing with the eyebrows as the other Oops doll. It does feel even more specific to the Oops video than the actual red latex cat suit does. Like the face paint just feels a little bit
Oh yeah.
softer.
Yeah.
And it could even be just because the face is a little rounder, like you were talking about before, but it just feels a little bit softer and more specific to the video. And again, my I have a gripe with each one of these dolls, even though they are nearly perfect, is that did we really need this light up necklace so that we didn't get the turtleneck on this outfit? You boom, you burnt, okay? You broke. This I don't need her to have Ariel's voice around her neck, okay? I needed her to have the full complete outfit.
I know, and they all have it too. You know what? That is crazy. I did not even realize that Play Along doesn't get any kind of credit on this. And it literally is their face mold. So that's insane. But yeah, oh my gosh, you know what? I didn't even notice about I'm sure I have in the past, but I have that one out of box somewhere. I never even
It drove me absolutely crazy because I was like, this doll is gorgeous. I was like, there's something wrong. Something seems wrong, though. I can't really tell what it is. And then I was like, they had to do a cutout for this freaking glow gear necklace. Are you kidding me? I'm very passionate.
that is so fair. No, I mean, it's those little things that literally no one would notice unless you're like super, super, super invested in Britney Jean Spears, which I believe both of us are. Yeah, I love that one too. So you did all three. Did you have Lucky on yours or did I did?
I did. I
Okay,
did.
yeah, yeah,
I don't have one currently, but I do have Lucky on my list. They're all gorgeous. They're all just so
yeah.
beautifully like well made.
Really agree with that. Definitely they stepped it up for this. That's so funny that Play Along didn't even get anything on this. That's amazing. Okay, so I have one more. And then we have a couple others because it's too hard. But I'll say I guess this one's my favorite. If I was picking a number one, this is the one I would go with. So I'm showing it last, and it is Baby One More Time. And so what's crazy about this one is I ordered it on eBay because she was like really like not expensive, and it's actually from France.
Oh my gosh, so it has both. It has both languages.
I actually only has one, and
Oh, okay.
I like didn't even
It's just in French.
and I didn't know that. I just bought I don't even think I looked. I was just like, oh, that's like $15. Like, I'll just get it. And I
Love
got
that.
it and I like noticed this weird like thing on the bottom and I was like, what is this? And then I turned it around and I was like, oh, it's in French. And I'm assuming this was just a European country that was manufacturing these. Because Play Along doesn't have a credit.
What does it say on there instead?
I think it says I honestly like I can't read that.
Lancey,
LA
LACY.
maybe. I
Maybe
don't
it's like
know.
a play along subsidiary in France.
It must be, but I have this one on a box. But I decided to show this one because I just was like I was totally unaware when I got this, and then I
love
was
that.
like, what the heck? But I picked this one as my number one because it was the first Britney doll I ever got, and I remember it just being. I remember when I found out it was coming out. I told my grandma I really wanted it, and it took us a while to find her. And I remember when we did find her, it was super exciting. I think I got her at Walmart. I don't think it was Target. It was definitely, it must have been Walmart. And I mean, this doll changed my life for sure. Like the one I have my original one from when I was a kid, and I do have that one. She's a total mess. But I'm never getting rid of her. But yeah, I love it. A lot of people don't like the younger face, but I really do. I think the hand sculpting on these dolls is really, really well done for a doll. I think it does look like her. I think that people, if you undressed her and just showed her to someone, I think they might be able to figure out it's a Britney Spears doll. And yeah, she's my number one. I love her.
It's so wild to think that these two have the same face mold.
I know it's a lot of people don't know like the face mold is the same. It's just the makeup paint is different. So, you know, I think it looks just like her and I love her. And obviously, Baby One More Time is what started it all, it kicked it off. It's just so iconic, amazing. I guess my critique with this is I wish this picture actually okay, I wish it would have been they would have used the schoolgirl picture here, but I think it matches with the album, so it makes a lot of sense. And just a fun fact, I guess. One of my favorite customs I've ever done is the album cover of Baby
Oh,
One More Time.
very
Um,
sweet.
but yeah, this is my number one. I love her. She's the best. Iconic.
Or the original trio.
Yeah. Yeah. All the first three, I got them all and I loved them so much. And I just, she's the best.
Oh, that's very sweet.
Yeah. I love her.
She's not my favorite, but I have to respect because she is the first. She's the original.
She is.
I feel like I have referenced Mona Lisa twice in this podcast already, so
Love it.
I'll get right to it. And my last one is one that I have displayed back here as well, which is the Crazy
Ah,
2K tutu, the gold jumpsuit, as you can see with the reveal here.
mm-hmm.
The gold jumpsuit,
Yes.
sleeveless jumpsuit with the
A lesser known outfit. That's what I also loved about this doll line is they really catered to the stands.
truly, I did not see this tour. I only got to go to Britney's tours once she did Oops, I Did It Again. I don't think that the Crazy 2K, which was like between Baby One More Time and Oops, I Did It Again, I don't think that there was a date that was near me for that one. But I just had to respect and appreciate the detail again with like this tutu skirt and the gold jumpsuit and the different hair with the little tiny braids and the bangs, and it's like a brownie kind of blonde, which was the in between the Baby One More Time and Oops, I Did It Again era. And they never did hair like this again for any doll, except for the ones that came from that tour specifically. Because I think from the press photos, she had this hair, like
Mhm.
dates that she actually did of that tour. Maybe I don't know, maybe there were 20 dates, maybe even less than that of this in between tour. When she was introing Oops, I Did It Again. And I think that she wore this outfit for Oops, I Did It Again and for Don't Let Me Be the Last to Know. There was a moment
Mhm.
in one of the
Definitely.
diorama of her like on a flying carpet. I think that that's what
Yeah.
this was from. She's like laying on a flying carpet singing Don't Let Me Be the Last to Know. But anyway, I didn't get to see that show, but I appreciated it nonetheless. And this is an outfit that was in the Pop Divas fashions
Yes.
that I unboxed and then put onto one of the dolls from that tour because they're not super easy to find, but they're easy enough to find. Most people probably don't even recognize this as Britney because of the hair.
Definitely. There's definitely some of them you can just get all the time and like Baby One More Time, obviously. And I mean it was a mass produced doll line, but there are some that are harder to find, but when they do pop up, they're not as expensive as others. So my issue with that doll, and what is the other ones that came out with that one? It's like help me, Russell, help me. The turquoise, that one, yes, and like the well, basically any of the dolls with the shorter haircut drive me nuts. I hate working with them. I hate
Their
the
head's
way
different.
their head, the plastic, the vinyl is different. They're so
Yeah.
gross. And the amount of product that they used on those dolls' hair. And I think it's because it was a shorter hairstyle, so they had to, tame it a little bit. But I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, it feels like they use super glue on it and it stains the head. It gets all over the head, and I hate working with them. But I do appreciate those outfits. One that I'm realizing literally right now that I did not put on my list that I did I really not bring it out here is the Grammy one, with the skirt. I love that one.
That's
But
on my honorable if you want to get into it.
Okay, well, yeah, let's do that. So that was such a good one to pick as your last one. I love it. The Grammys, when she performed from the bottom of my broken heart, she did, I think what's yes, that one is so beautiful. I can't I really thought I grabbed her, but I guess I didn't. But love this doll. Let's backtrack a little bit. So those are the best eight, I guess. But honestly, Russell and I could not stick with eight, so we have a couple honorable mentions. So I'm gonna say this is on my list too. I just didn't. She's literally in my bedroom right now. I love this doll. I think it's cool and interesting that all her Grammys looks from that particular night got dolls. Because they did do her white one. They did the outfit she changes into. It's like an orange red, and then that one.
They're all like the same outfit. I don't know why they really changed it up that much. It was like the jumpsuit with a tutu on top.
That one is an interesting one. I do think there's a lot of variance on it with the skirt. Some of them have way more fabric than others. I think like the one I have is huge, which is like I would go get it, but my room is on the opposite side. So,
Perfect
but
amount of huge for me.
she she's so cute. I love that one. I'm glad she's on your list too. What an iconic moment. Not my favorite performance by her, to be honest, but at least we know she's performed at the Grammys.
I feel like maybe Play Along was like, oh, she's gonna win a Grammy. We better make dolls out of all the outfits that she wore that night. And obviously she didn't win a Grammy that night, which was the tragedy of all tragedies at the time. Nor was her performance that great. Like you were saying, it was very similar to, but not as good as to me as the Billboard Awards or the European Music Awards. Those were the two at that time that I really loved that she had done.
Yes, uh, definitely 100%. But I love that outfit. She's one of my favorites. Just because she's so cute. But back to what I was saying, I hate the dolls with the short haircut, but this one's a little bit better because it's just a little bit longer and they don't have that awful layering on the back of her head.
Yeah, it's differently styled. It's got a side part and it has like the I mean, there are different layers here. It feels a little strange, but it works.
Yes, some of them are so bad. She looks bald on the back. But I guess my first honorable mention is going to be this one. Oh, she lost her shoe. Great.
Oh,
And the reason I picked this one is because I actually got this doll in Norway. So I was on vacation with my family and we went to Norway. That's where my grandma's from. And I had brought I think I had like three Britney dolls that I brought with me because I was like, I'm not going anywhere without them. And we just happened to see a toy store and my grandma was trying to keep me busy. And we went in and they had this one and I had never seen it before. And I think at the time also I hadn't seen the Born to Make You Happy music video because back,
yeah.
then there was no YouTube. And if a music video was released internationally, like it was not accessible. I don't even remember the first time I saw it, but I'd seen pictures of it. And we went into this toy store and they had her. And I just remember one being so excited, but also just remembering my grandma being like, I cannot believe that they have this. Like, she was like, that's like the Britney Spears doll, like the ones we buy. And I was like, yes. And like they don't have this one at home. And so we bought it. And she's just always it was the first time that I think my grandma realized that Britney Spears was not just a flash in the pan. She was like, oh my God, like we're in Norway and she has her dolls here. And so yeah, I got this and I've kept her ever since. She's one of my faves.
That in was in Norwegian.
No, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. And this one also has a different material of the vinyl that it's made out of. She's not great for customs if anyone's trying to get into that. But I do appreciate that they gave her, a different hairstyle and they really tried with like the coloring. It's definitely not correct, but some of the Born to Make You Happies have darker hair than others, but the one I got did
Your
not.
choices, but yes, I
And
love it.
yeah, so this doll has been to Scandinavia with me. Like she's one of my all-time faves.
She's foreign.
Yeah, she is.
She's Britney Spears.
Yeah, yes.
I That's your first one, right? That's your first one.
Yeah.
I'm so torn between showing off these. I think that I'm gonna go with this one. I had two honorable mentions, but not a girl outfit. It's really just most. I mean, see, this one has the gold
Yep.
kind of is coming off on this skirt after just being displayed for a few years, which is I'm like, I've done nothing. Okay, so I don't know where this is coming from, but the specificity, it's one of the last couple of dolls, the braids, the simple face paint feels very not a girl, and it's always about the
The
little
boots.
cowboy boots with the roses on them. It's always about those.
Yeah, I
So
also I love the top for that one because it feels so current Britney to me. Like she probably still has that top.
she might be, and I love that there's a little shimmer to it. It's kind of like peasanty crop top, and you're 100% right. It is like the closest that we have to something that Britney would wear today on a doll that they created for her 20 years ago, 20 plus 22.
Yeah. My next honorable mentions are two, but I'm counting them as one because they are from the same kind of thing, and that is the two Crossroads dolls.
Ah,
Because I feel like we kind of talked about sometimes they get a little random with these. And also, I feel like we talked a lot about the detailing and how good they have been. The reason I put this on my list is because this is out of all the dolls that they did, this is the biggest miss. I don't know what the hell they were thinking. This was not thought out. It's so random and it is just not correct. And then I also chose the one from the movie, which I think was an interesting choice. I think they probably definitely had to do something from the movie because it was coming out. But as far as accuracy, these two are the most off for me, which is why I had to put them on my list. They're also pretty hard to find. So yeah.
love the shirt on that Crossroads doll.
Yeah, it's
Like
cute.
tied in the back, and it's really intricate, and the sleeves are freaking huge.
Yeah.
They're like bell sleeves, like no one's ever felt before. The hair is totally wrong. So if you had that hair from that one doll, like the ones that were the prototypes with the little flip, I feel like that would have been more appropriate for the Crossroads doll. But they tried. They gave her something new with that like crimpy kind of tight curl hairstyle.
Yeah, I just don't think it's that good with accuracy. And I think instead of this one, they should have done the I Love Rock and Roll.
Oh my God, for sure. Or anything from Overprotected, any Overprotected video.
Yeah, oh well, I want to talk to you about missed opportunities, but
That's when the line ended. That's why they didn't make them.
yes.
This is kind of a hybrid because I took an outfit and put it on a different doll and like rejudged it for myself because I just feel like this look was the first thing that made me think that Britney was really funny, and it made me like her in a different way, which was the crazy waitress.
So random. This one, I know you know about the Funko Pops. I thought it was so wild that they put out the Funko Pop of her in this outfit, like so random.
I mean, it was random when she did it in the Drive Me Crazy video. It's like, wait, why are you a 50s retro diner waitress? Like, what does this have anything to do with the concept of this video or the movie? Nothing. Nothing. It was just
Nothing.
like, I think it would be cute if I dressed up as a diner waitress and carried a milkshake
And
in
you
the
know
video.
what? That probably was her idea, and like her being like, I think it'd be really cool if we did this, y'all. And that's fine. And it is cute.
You know what? I think it would be really cool, y'all. I just really want to look cute in a retro diner waitress, y'all. Right?
Yeah. What
I
like with the milkshake and everything. Yeah, for sure.
want people to know that I'm from Louisiana.
I have my own outfit. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. So many random dolls, but so many just amazing ones. And honestly, even the random ones are so cool. Before we go, so that was our those are the ones. Those are the our all-stars. And then also I just brought this out here because I had it. They also had little mini Brits, obviously, and cars, and I don't have many of the little ones, but I have a few, and I just thought it was cute because they did these. And then obviously they have the porcelain one as well.
Yeah, I have a few of the tiny ones too, and it's really interesting to me. The most interesting thing about them is that the big dolls have the open mouth smile, and the little dolls have a closed mouth smile, which can make them look a little cold.
They look like Jamie Lynn Spears to me.
They do, and that's unfortunate side effect of that.
Yes, but also I mean, they put effort into the little ones too. They got different head molds and all that stuff. They changed those, but that's for another time. So before we wrap up, that was amazing. I want to talk to you about missed opportunities. So I do know that they actually did have plans to, after the last set wasn't planned to be the last set. They just they just were kind of going with it. Like I said, this was not a very, things weren't super thought out. Okay. So that's why it so abruptly ended. But there were plans to possibly do a whole set of her tour costumes, but they hadn't seen them yet. They just were planned. They were like, oh, well, then she's going on tour and then we'll do some outfits from the tour, whatever. But then it just didn't work out. And I think like right before the tour started is kind of when they made oddly made the decision to kind of pull back.
In a dream you're talking about?
Yeah. But missed opportunities, I think that those would have been great, as well as Overprotected. I don't think any of the other Britney videos really would have had anything too crucial for dolls. But I do think Overprotected they could have done. But I mean, it makes my life easier because everyone always wants that one. But I definitely think the tour was a missed opportunity. What about you? Is there anything you wish they would have really done?
I mean, obviously the Video Music Awards of
Yes.
2000 and 2001, if we're being real, because they both came out while they both happened while the doll line was still running and producing things. If they were able to make an Elvis jumpsuit doll from that promo on HBO for the tour that she was doing for that album, then they certainly could have made the outfits for those two performances. But I mean, imagine, I understand that there would have been a lot of backlash from parents probably, but imagine the amount of money Play Along would have made with those two dolls.
I agree. I mean, those are her most popular looks, obviously.
Referred to as like her iconic moments in pop culture, and they're the
Uh,
ones that dolls.
yeah, I mean, definitely the Slay for You one. I think that perhaps the Oops one, I think if they were really trying to do some, I mean, I guess it doesn't matter because they did have some lazy ones, but you can't be lazy with that design. So yeah, that's very, I think it must have been like they're just concerned about, parents and stuff. But I mean, again, they have this Slay for You doll come out from the video and it says from the video, I'm a slay for you on it. It's like
Make sense, Sage.
they,
Make
yeah,
it make
they obviously weren't too worried about backlash, and they obviously these dolls sold really well. But yeah, I would agree with you that the VMA ones, it's just like, okay, well,
also just the idea of you can have two. There's Brittany in the suit and the top hat, whatever, before she rips it off, and then also the nude bedazzled outfit. It's like, hello, obviously we can do that really easily. But
yeah,
maybe actually maybe part of it was like the logistics of trying to make it look as good as it could, because you know that they can do specific. We're looking at all these dolls and being like, look how detailed these specific dolls were, and they came out around the same time as when those events were happening.
right. And if you think about it, like even if you're not so perfect with the detailing, like as long as you can tell what it is, that's all that matters. Because at the end of the day, it's a doll. Like it doesn't have to be perfect. So none of these are absolutely perfect, so it is weird. I think those are definitely the biggest.
Weirdly, like I always feel, the doll line ended, and then I'm kind of like, okay, well, I guess those weren't going to happen because the doll line is over. But like they skipped over From the Bottom of My Broken Heart. Not that it was an iconic song, video, or moment in time, but it's an opportunity. It's a cute little like down home, casual Britney. I've made a couple of those.
Yes, definitely agree with that. From the bottom of my broken heart. I mean, if you're gonna do Born to Make You Happy, like I mean, that video wasn't even released like all over the world. So, yeah, definitely some weird stuff. And I know that Felicia and Brittany had a big part in picking out a lot of the costumes, at least in the beginning. So maybe that's one that she just was like, no, I don't know. But yeah, just considering the amount of money that they were making and like the fact that they obviously did not care about how you had to buy a whole new doll for in most cases to get an outfit. Like you could have pushed out more, but it is what it is. The doll line is amazing nonetheless. Like I said, I just think it gets a lot of hate sometimes, but I'm just like, you're not looking at these for what they are. I also like her face gets a lot of hate, and I'm like, okay, first of all, that's so like insulting to these are hand sculpted face molds. Like, this is amazing. And it does look,
Person that worked on both those and the Spice Girls dolls, right? The
I
same
think, I
person
think
that created
so.
those sculpts.
Yes, I think so. Um, but I'm not positive, so don't quote me on that. But I think there's some relation with that. But they're hand sculpted, and it just is like so like funny to me how like I mean, I have a pretty big following on Instagram, and I get comments sometimes like, oh, this doesn't look like her, blah blah blah. And I'm like, well, on my iPhone, it like matches the Britney doll with Britney Spears pictures. So it's gotta be somewhat right. And like also it's a doll, and I hate it when people, I mean, honestly, I think it's really, I love repainting. I think that's a really cool concept. I just don't get into it because I don't have time. Like I try to make everything really affordable, and I want, people really enjoy the nostalgic factor of this, but repainting is cool. And I think if you're doing it on a Barbie, that's fine. But I think it's so disrespectful when people like will repaint their dolls and be like so much better than what it was. And I'm like, okay, well, that's really like, it's just disrespectful to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that there's a place for all of it, but at the same time, I'm more of a purist where I'm like, I want like a Britney Spears doll, like trademark, registered, copyright,
Yeah.
whatever. I want that face. And the only thing that I'll ever do is if I'm customizing is change the lip color. Like I'll wash off, like I'll use and be terrified of doing it, but I will use nail polish remover and
Yep.
remove like the lip color and then add maybe like some eyeshadow or
Yeah.
something. Those are the only things I'll do is like adding to it rather than taking away because I feel like the foundation is really it's really great and it's also that nostalgia like you said like this is the same face as the rest of the dolls in someone's collection.
Yeah, and
It's
most often when people are buying, at least with in my world, when people are buying these custom dolls, they a lot of the time they want the doll that they had. It's like they had one and they lost her along the way. And it's just so sweet when people like get their dolls and they're like, oh my God, like I opened this and like cried because it's just like getting when I was like 5 years old or whatever. So I love it. I think this doll line is the best. I mean, celebrity doll wise, I think it's amazing what they did with it. And I mean, obviously the fact that it was so hard for me to pick 10 that I really liked just shows you just how amazing it is.
they did great work until they didn't anymore and they traumatized us again but they did great work while they were still running and
I
we
know. And I am I'm on the hunt. I wouldn't say on the hunt. I'm really trying to convince one of the creators to get on with me and show me the prototype because there is a prototype that none of us have ever seen before. And it was the one before the one that actually came out. And Brittany also was like, it's the one that she said was like a dog eating a wasp or something. A lot of people think that's the Yaboom doll, but it's not. She hated that. She hated that one too. But there is a prototype that one of the creators has in like a box in his garage, and I'm like, please show it to me. I want to see.
sounds kind of like a cursed object so I would
Maybe, but I'm not opening it, so it's fine. So Russell, thank you so much for doing this with me. That was literally so much fun. I honestly like I love talking about dolls with everyone, but when it comes to the Britney doll, that's just kind of my favorite thing. And so I was so excited to have you on the show. Can you tell everyone where they can find you on social media?
Sure. Thank you again, Sage. This was really fun, and I ended up indulging a lot more than I thought I would.
Love it.
Because I guess I don't get to go into the weeds about talking about Britney dolls that much. But on social, I am just my name, which is at Russell Kohlmann on Instagram, and that's pretty much the only social that I'm on, Instagram. So RussellKohlmann. That's the German Norwegian coming through with
Love
the
it.
K and the double N and all that.
Amazing. Well, everyone check him out. And one closing question I'm gonna ask you, and we'll end on this for real this time. If you could pick one company or doll line to produce a new Britney Spears doll in the future, who would you choose?
I don't even know what doll lines or producers are out there, if I'm being honest. Play along, come back from the dead.
I think they really should for the anniversary of these dolls is this year. I think
I think the only answer that I could truly give would be not Loot Crate.
yeah. Well, duh. Oh, bullshit. I hate that place. Still haven't got my money back, and I don't even care at this point because it's just fun to be like, well, they didn't give me my money back. Do you know what I mean? What a disaster. Well, Russell, thank you so much, and we'll keep in touch.
Thank you, Sage.
Thank you. Woo. Okay, cool. That was perfect.